Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Andrew here back Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. We are here in the American Made series. This will be episode number 11. That's right. And here we are. Got the old fastback up here on the lift. Just put some exhaust on it and get it one step closer to putting it on the dyno. See how much power we made. So we've already purchased parts for it. So we're gonna slot these on. Come on, where are you? And no, this is not going to be the only vehicle we're working on today. Episode number 11, well, I was thinking, well, should we finish that Camaro, the 6th gen Camaro? I was like, no. So we're going to do something, we haven't done in a minute. I know we have done one before, I think. Maybe it was the other one, I can't remember. Anywho, what we're going to do now, I believe this is ready to be put on the dyno. So let's move this over to the dyno. And we're not going to tune nothing, we're just going to let it read. Okay, from factory, this 429 Cobra Jet here is supposed to have 343 horsepower at 5,045 RPM and 420 pound-feet of torque at 3,395 RPM. Let's see how much we have actually increased it by. Basically a full build. Here we go. Got a nice rumble to it, doesn't it? Alright. That's a nice different sound to it. Alright, so the new horsepower is 573 horsepower at 5,065 RPM, so an increase of 230 horsepower or 67%, and about 20 RPM increase. Torque is now sitting at 678 pound-feet at 3,475 horsepower, which is an increase on RPM of 85 RPM and 258 pound-feet or 62%. Drag rating now officially is at a B at 374. Well, alrighty then. It's a good little cruiser, nothing too stupidly overpowered. Oops, kind of left it there to, kind of look. Oops, my bad. Alright, anywho, if you all just saw, this is what we'll be working on today. The Ram 3500. I have the parts, as far as I can tell, I have them all and they are all painted. I have the interior, I have the wheels and tires, I have the front shocks together, the wheels and tires are together. Pretty sure I have all the body panels too. I have them in the storage in the back. So, alright, without further ado, we're not going to go to the junkyard today. We're just going to start in on this. But before we begin here, let's bring this from back over yonder. Car lift by is where it needs to go. And then also too, let's go over here and grab our handy dandy little welder. Ram 3500. That's right. Alright, first things first, let's see what we need to take off here. I can see basically not everything's here. We only got to remove the rotor. The solid axle. After we spray it a time or two. Like I said, a time or two. And we're going to take out the backing plate here. And now we take off the rear wheel knuckle housing, or whatever it is, something along those lines. Now we're going to take out the little bushing and the other little bushing. And then before we go ahead and take the U-bolts off, now we're going to take the drive shaft off. Well, that's a first. This they come from the junkyard, right? Yep. It's the first time I took that drive shaft off. It came up pretty darn easy. That worries me. Anywho, let's get the U-bolts off on the passenger side. Alright. Sorry about that. Let's get back ripping this thing apart. So the joys of this is I can put the truck together without the motor. Get the truck together, get it sitting on all four, and then go get the motor. Which I think will work out pretty darn good. I have to spray a bolt or two. Alright, let's get the U-bolts off here. Let's get this other one off right there. Now I'm kind of stuck between two colors. Well, I mean, the truck is solely these two colors, but which one would look better for body? I'm thinking... oh, maybe the lighter one. See, you guys don't know what I'm talking about here, because you all haven't seen the color yet. You will, very shortly. Now we're gonna cheat a little here, we'll say. Jump on this train right here. Then we can kickstart way over. Ooh, that's way too far. Now we're gonna kick back over here into this mode. Let's get this front strut out of here. Coil over, whichever you choose to call it. Now we're gonna take this front caliper off. The pad, now the rotor. Now, I believe we already took out the wheel bearing. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's in there, so let's get this wheel hub out of here. Now it's back in plate right here. Now this little tiny short little drive shaft here. Get rid of him finally. Ooh, no bolts, nice. Now we can get rid of the transfer case 4x4. Now if people ask, you can say, when they ask, "Has that thing got a handle in it?" You can go, "It sure does." May not be the big Hemi, but it's a little itty bitty baby one. It's still a Hemi nonetheless. Alright, let's take out steering knuckle C. Let's get the bigger bushing. The other bigger bushing. Getting up there. Let's get this wheel off. Get the outer tie rod. Inner tie rod. Sway bar and length B. After we spray the other nut. Perfect. Now let's get the sway bar B out of here. Let's get the front axle shaft A, something. I know it's something to do with axle and it's an A. That's all I know, really. That's all I can really remember. I see we forgot an outer tie rod. Yeah, we did. There it is. It's gone now. It disappeared, man. Cute. Alright, let's get the bushings off of this side. And then we can get the upper and lower control arms off. Along with the shock, of course. Perfect. Let's get, come on, get off of them, man. Perfect. Down to the next one. Low control off. After we spray it a time or two. Let's get this bearing out of here. Definitely seen better days. Now we take off the caliper. Brake pad. Pad. Rotor. Wheel hood. Give it a good spray. And a little bit more. And we're done with the first one. Take off the backing plate. Steering knuckle C. And front cross member C. And I think it's all been taken apart. Alright, yeah, Let's get rid of this door. Front bumper. We don't need that. We don't need that kind of stuff. We don't need this negativity in our lives. No siree. Get rid of that too. We don't need that headlight. What about this one? That's already gone. Perfect. Alright, yank this motor out of here. Bye-bye, motor. Alright, now we're going to start back here at the firewall. Let's get rid of the fuse box A with all the fuses and relays that are left. B, now we got 3 C's for the relay department. And then we got a fuse B, the big one. These are the mini ones over here. Alright, swing around. Grab this out of here. We don't need that in there. The rod can stay because that's brand spanking new. I put that in so I could see what fan style fan I need, whether it be the single or the double electric fan. Turns out it needs to be the double, so you know it's all good for me. Alrighty, I think we're ready to fix the body, but in the process, maybe we'll build the motor. Yeah, it sounds like a plan. That's what I've been thinking anyway. But before we go any further, let's get this seat out of it. Oh, missing stuff. That back window don't need to be there no more. Alright, bye-bye front seat. Interior stripped, yep. I think everything's stripped out of this truck now. It's pretty much a bare shell. Nice. Perfect. Blank canvas. However, I don't feel right putting all the pieces on here without having it painted first. So, I'm going to move this over here to Car Life Day. And I got to get all my pieces. There's the block. Alright, let's see. Whereabouts are we looking here? Right there. Alright. Let's grab the seats. Plates, wheels, body panels. Yep, I think it's fair to say that I had them all. Not sure what those ones are for. That's right, the car that they were supposed to go on already had them, but I went and purchased them anyway. Alright, let's bring you over to the paint shop. Alright, let's put our brown interior in. Wish it wasn't brown, but, you know. I was debating what to put in it. Alright, let's go normal mode. Let's see. Now, if the dash pad here and stuff was black, well then I'd change it and put, you know, and if we had different color options for the rear seats, for the bench, then it'd be a different story, but... yeah, it is what it is. Alright, let's put that door on. Let's put this one on. Let's put this back window in. Perfect. Let's put that back glass in. Let's put this door glass in. Perfect. Let's put the windshield in. Oh, it's looking good. Let's put this door on. Let's put this rear door on. Yeah, put that one on too. Perfect. Man, it's looking good. Alright, let's put this glass in. Alright, just like that. Perfect. Let's put the hood on. Now put the fender. The front bumper. Headlight. The other headlight, mate. Perfect. The other fender. Put the mirror on. Kind of need it. Walk side. Let's walk around to the back. Put the tailgate on. Put the rear bumper. Tail light. And we got something special going here. Yep, number 11. The other tail light on. Walk all the way around. Ah, we forgot something. There we go. The beginning stages of our new tow pig. Built to perfection. Alright, now let's see here. Let's do this first. Jump on out. Let's take a little gander. Spray it. Perfect. Love the wood. Yeah, not even touching. Beautiful. Oh, wait. Look at that. Man, that's an imbalanced piece of blocks right there. You see that? Look at that. That's balanced, man. Alright. Now we're going to put the color on. I like that color. That's a nice color. Don't you all agree? Something different. Alright, let's bring this back over to car lift B. Alright, perfect. Now let's put this up in the air. And we'll put the suspension on, then we'll build the motor. Now did I get the right tailpipe? Of course not. What? You know, like, why would that ever not just, you know? It's gonna be one or the other. It's that one, see? Hey man, come on. Put that pump in there. Perfect. Put that on. Now we're gonna put the diff in. The differential, man. Put in the rear shock. I'm kind of stuck here. Alright, there we go. We pushed our way out, man. Perfect. Put this on. I think that's a good color combination. What y'all think? Alright, now we're going to put the drive axle in. The solid one, that is. Now we're going to put the road on. There we go. Brake pad. The caliper. Now the wheel. Y'all ready for this? Oh yeah. Oh, that looks better than I imagined. Perfect. Alright. We gotta kind of quickly here get this suspension done so we can get that motor built, so we can put it all together and get it dynoed before the end of the episode here. Alright, there we go. Put the shock in. Put in the little bushing up front. Perfect. I'll put in the spring plate. I'll put in the U-bolt to tie it all in. Got one more right here. Perfect. Oh, hey man, get over there. Stubborn. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the rear axle knuckle housing C. Man, that's a mouthful, ain't it? Alright, rotor. There we go. Put some pads on this thing. Put a caliper. Kind of help the stopping process. Alright. Alright, now I gotta figure out how to get us down there. Oh, wait. I think we might have figured something out here. Follow the old Part Express. Nope, not quite up high enough. There we go. Get this in and alright, last bushing, then the cross member is officially in. Now let's put the steering rack in, along with the sway bar B. Perfect. Let's put the front differential D or something. Front drive axle D. Alright, now I'll put the both inner tie rods in. And it's just a matter of connecting the outers to the steering knuckles and we're good to go. Ain't that just the way it should be, huh? Nice and easy. Alright, now we're going to do the outer tie rod. Upper control arm. Lower control arm. Sway bar B. I'm going to put in this coil over. Perfect. Now we'll put the backing plate on. Wheel hub. The wheel bearing. The rotor. Front drive axle. So the drive axle is drive axle A, and the differential is drive axle D. I think there's a connection there. Could be wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know. All I know is these are some happy looking wheels, man. Alright. Now we got this side to do. And then we build ourselves a motor. Then we can make this thing make some noises. We got exactly the right amount of bushings. I swear, one would think I've done this before. Yeah, it took me a minute to get all the color coordinated on this, make it look half-ass decent. I think I did a pretty good job. A lot of black, but not colored turquoisey and tea. That color anyway. It's such a bright color that it doesn't need a lot to break it up. I mean, like, look at that. Doesn't that look good? Those chrome wheels. Woo! I mean, like, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's most definitely right there, man. It's looking real good. Real good. I like it. Perfect. Alright, let's put this over there. Let's go build ourselves a motor. As I was saying when we were digging around in there earlier, this is the block for it right here. The 3, 4 to 5 Hemi. So like I said, if your friend's asking, you know, if that thing got a Hemi in it, you can say, yeah, it does, man. But you know what we also forgot? We've got our caps. I guess there must be some in there. We'll have to get some. Yep. Alright, well, I guess we gotta go over and get some caps here. Like I was saying, there is some in here. It's just a matter of where are they. Is that them down here? Oh, wrong one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. There it is. Alright. Couldn't get my knees to work there for a minute. There they are, right there. Perfect. Make sure we got all the things we need. 1, 2, 3. Perfection. Beautiful. Let's grab this. Start with the center. Let's do the front one this time. Now we'll do the rear. Beautiful. Alright, let's start with the... And if this was in the truck, it would be the passenger side rear. And then driver's side rear. And just continue on up. Until you get them all in. And then you got to put the rod caps on. You know what I mean? So. Alright, rod caps, here we go. Perfect. And once we get the oil pan on, and then put the oil filter on, put the flywheel. And then turn the motor over. Once we get all that good stuff on. And, you know, then we got to put the cylinder heads on, and the intake, and, you know, stuff like that. But hey, man, it should be fun. You know what I mean? Alright, guess what? I think this is the last cap. Oil pan? Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. See, now, with the way on how it's set, how I have the color combination on the truck, is with the black cross member plus the black differential, one would think that there's too much black in the center. But now, once this oil pan gets put in there, it's going to really break it up, and I just have that feeling it's going to really throw a lot of contrast in it. I think it's going to look real good. Alright. Oh, we need to grease that. Spray some lube on it or something. Alright, let's put the passenger side head on first. I didn't think this one fully through. Yeah, she went black. But, you know, me being doomy, I didn't. I guess it could be worse, right? At least I still can somewhat see it. Now, if it was a flat white, you ain't seen it. I was originally going to go black and white, and then I thought about it. I was like, it might not work out in my favor. Not that it wouldn't look good, it's just, you know, the parts would be a little bit harder to work on. That's all. Just trying to make it a little easier. So after we get these push rods in, then we got to put the head cover on, as they call it. I call it a valve cover, but, you know. You got one there, another one there, another one there. Yeah. 2 per cylinder. 1 for intake, 1 for exhaust. It's just laid out differently than a conventional motor. Instead of having them like the spark plugs are, they got them running the way a Hemi does. Now, let's wait till you see this. This is going to be the icing on the cake. Look at that. Nice and bright. Man, that don't look like what I was... Frustration. Yeah. That was supposed to all be that color. Put the oil filter on. I'll put the cam gear, OHV, V8. I'll put timing chain, OHV, F. And I'll put timing cover on, 345. Perfect. Put the bolts in for it. Now we're going to put the water pump on. We got to get that water pump, man. You know what I mean, man? You can get her done, man. Alright. I'm going to put the water pump pulley on. All 4 bolts in for that. Perfect. Now we're going to put the crank pulley on, which is the crankshaft pulley V8 OHV. Now we're going to put the power steering pump on, which should be type F. Ooh, look at that. I was wrong. What are we looking at here? Gonna have to wait a minute here before this shows up. But anywho, what are we looking at? Ooh, look at that. Okay. All right, so we'll have to wait. You know, probably put the motor in the truck, and maybe not. It's hard to say. Well, if it's not here by the time we are technically finished the motor at that point, then what we can do is we can just start putting everything in under the hood, get that all ready to rock and roll. Yeah, it's not bad on this side. You know, a little easier to see, not in the sun. Looking pretty snazzy. You really see the color on it. It looks really good. I like it. I like it a lot, man. Alright, I'm gonna do this right like so. Just like that. Come on over here. I'm gonna put this one in too. Yeah, these are kind of important, you know. Kind of helps with the vroom vroom process, you know. Alright, I'm gonna start the back here. We're gonna put this thingy-mabobber here. Now this one too, you know, there's a couple of them, you know, there's 8 of them per side, you know, total of 16. Yes, I know they're push rods. Yeah. There we go. Man, we're almost done with the push rods, man. This is the most tedious part of any engine build, is these push rods if the motor has them. It's because they're so small. A little hard to work with at times. Especially when you have those days nothing wants to line up, you know what I mean? Sure, we all get those days. We all do. Everybody does. You just gotta push on and persevere. I really wish these coils would have turned out a little bit darker. Alright, let's do this. Ooh, that looks good. I like the levelness of it. It's not, you know, real blotchy in one area. It's kind of, you know, all the way through. Looks good. I like it. I like it a lot, you know. Put in a throttle body. Same color. Same color. There we go. Cover all that nonsense up. Alright, I guess while we're waiting on, it still hasn't shown up yet. It's weird. I guess what we'll do is, man, I can't get over that. It looks good. Pop the hood, but we're also going to bring over a window paint kit. Oh yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Looks real good. Alright, let's jump on up here. Start over here. Start on with the airbox. Performance filter. The lid. I'm going to put on the clip A's. I figured it would only be fitting. Yeah. Black airbox, the blue clips. Looks real good. Put the fan on since we're here next. Alright, now the windshield washer reservoir drug. Alright, coolant A, or BME. That's the battery. We're not putting that in yet. Alright, brake booster, you're next. Alright, ABS control, or pump. Now it's control module. Alright, now we're going to put on the fuse box, eh? After we put on the ECU Type B Stage 3. It's the shop truck. Can't remember what's in up there, right there. Can't remember what's out there. No, I still got the Challenger. I put that in to storage there. Alright, I guess we need to go in the back over there and get some fuses, relays at least. We need to Couple C's. Do we have enough of these? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, we're getting close. Woohoo! That was legit fluke. Are you kidding me? One relay. Alright, well, I guess when I go back, we'll get the motor. Alright. Man, that's even looking good. Alright. I got word from the office there that our power steering reservoir is here. Or power steering pump, I should say. Where are you? Oh, there you are, right there. Perfect. Is that what we're looking for? Yeah, it is. I4B. Alright. Let's run back over here. Let's throw a little bit of color on it. Uh-oh. Son of a biscuit, I did it again. Nope. No, do it easier. We'll just close that door. I remember the first time I got stuck behind there. I had such a brilliant time that it took me forever to get out of there. And I was like, wait, why don't I just close the door? I was like, yep. That's right. I just did that. Alright. I think we're basically almost finished once this goes on, huh? Alright, let's put the power steering pump on. I4B. Put the old belt-a-rooney on. Perfect. Belt tension there. Beautiful. And we're done. Alright. Now I gotta go get that relay from behind me there. So I guess what we'll do is we'll head over here and let's go look for, oh, look at that whole box of them right here. Alright, we got a few of them right there. Perfect. Alright, let's go back on over here to the truck. Perfect. Now we can finish it. Got one lonely piece left. Alright, put that on. Now, what I'm curious to know, yeah, I better put this in here now. What do you say? I say we fill this now before it gets too clustered and we're having a hard time seeing it and make a mess all over the place. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's go get this motor. Flip it back around. Beautiful. Take the motor off the stand. Alright, now we're going to run over here. Let's put this over here like so. Boom, put that in there. Ooh, look at that. Alright, let's start by putting in the fluid. Start with this. Beautiful. Alright, now we're going to put in the coolant. Fill it up to the line. There we go. Now we're going to put some polystyrene fluid in. It's kind of nice how that's pointed directly at us, so we're able to see the level. Get it right bang on the money. Just like that. Perfect. Now we'll put some oil in it. It probably would be easier if you remove the cover off the top, but yeah, it just works fine for me. up, made a little mess. Put this down. Let's put this up, and away. Alright. Starting us 10 miles back, you know. Or any other way, right? Alright, let's put transmission oil in, gear bolts. Then we put transfer case. Put the rear drive shaft. Alright, let's put this front drive shaft in. Now we got it all together. Now we put in deep wide pipe for the front. And I think we're basically parts. What are we missing? Ooh. Ew. Alright, anywho, let's bring this over. We're going to have to go through this here. Uh-oh. Okay, good, made it through. Alright, let's pop this off. I had to guess, I said it's probably going to be this one right here. Nope, missed it. Well, it's either going to be this one, or it's going to be this one. So we'll put new ones in. Because that other one's a new one. That's the last one. That's what we had to go there and buy. Perfect. And now we put this on. Just like so. And don't even tell me it's another relay. What are we missing? Starter. I knew that, you know, I was just seeing, you know, we're paying attention. Perfect. Alright. Looking good, looking good. Almost nailed the alignment bang on. Perfect. This over, slide to the right just a little bit, slide it up a little bit more. Perfect. Let's drop this down, slide it to the wrap. Just like that, perfect. Alright, I think we're done. 100, 100, 100, 100. Nice. Still worth 180 grand, not bad. Alright, I'm not going to leave you guys with a dyno run. Let's tune her up. Let's get her looking good. Alright, let's see here. I believe that 48. Let's see, what can we do here? Alright, we're going to tune this up the best we can here. Perfect. Alright, see how much we've increased it. Before we did anything to it, if we would have just rebuilt it with factory parts, the horsepower would have been 395 horsepower at 5,490 RPM. And 4,000. Yeah, that's a lot of torque, man. 400 pound-feet of torque at 4,110 RPM. That's how much we've increased it. Alrighty, the new horsepower numbers are 745 horsepower at 5,515 RPM, an increase of 351 horsepower, or what does that say, 89%, and the new torque numbers are 737 pound-feet of torque at 4,435 RPM, and an increase of 337 pound-feet, or 85%. The drag rating now is C at 251. Looking good, man. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look good? I think that looked good. Heck yeah. Alright, everybody. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Please Please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we shall catch y'all on the very next episode. Bye, everyone.